The first time I realized I wasn't good enough, I was 12 years old, sitting at our kitchen table with a career planning worksheet from school. Mom stood at the counter, chopping vegetables with the precise, aggressive strokes she was known for. I want to be a nurse, I announced, my voice full of pride. Mrs. Peterson says I have perfect grades for it. The chopping stopped. Mom's knife clattered against the cutting board. A nurse? She turned, wiping her hands on her apron. Grace, darling, your brother is going to be a doctor. Why would you want to be just a nurse? That's how it always went in our house. Dallas was going to be a doctor. I was going to be a disappointment. I'm Grace Mitchell, and 15 years later, I'm wheeling my mother through the same hospital where I serve as Director of Clinical Integration and Nursing Operations. She doesn't recognize me in my crisp blazer and heels. It's been 5 years since I last saw her, and she's not looking for her failure of a daughter in hospital administration. The doctor will be with you shortly, I tell her, keeping my voice professionally neutral. She doesn't even look up, too busy texting on her phone. This place better help Dallas, she mutters. We've tried everything else. I leave her in the waiting area and stride to my office, my heels clicking against the polished floor. Piper, my best friend and head ER nurse, catches up with me. Grace, you got the email, right? About the external family case? Just saw it. I unlock my office door, my hands trembling slightly. Dallas Mitchell, requesting emergency credential reinstatement. Piper's eyes widen. Your brother? The one who lost his medical license? Yes. I sink into my chair, opening my laptop. The one my parents remortgaged their house to put through med school while I worked night shifts to pay for nursing classes. Holy shit. Piper perches on my desk. What are you going to do? Before I can answer, my office phone rings. It's Caroline from HR. Grace, I have the Mitchell family requesting an urgent meeting. They're persistent. Should I schedule them for tomorrow? I glance at the family photo on my desk, the last one taken before I cut contact. Dallas in his white coat, mom and dad beaming, me barely visible at the edge of the frame. Schedule it, I say, but don't tell them who they're meeting with. Just put it under administrative review. Are you sure that's. Trust me, Caroline. They wouldn't show up if they knew it was me. After hanging up, I pull up Dallas's file on my screen. Piper reads over my shoulder, whistling low. Malpractice, record falsification, pending criminal investigation. Grace, this is karma, I finish. Pure karma. Dr. Rohan Ross knocks on my open door, his dark eyes concerned. Grace, your mother's asking for the administrator handling her son's case. She's quite insistent. Tell her the administrator will see them tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. I close the laptop. And Rohan? Don't mention my name. He frowns. You're playing with fire. No, I say, standing up. I'm finally getting warm. Through my office window, I watch Mom being wheeled to the exit by Dad, who's aged 10 years since I last saw him. Dallas trails behind them, his once confident stride now uncertain. They pass right under my window, never looking up. Piper touches my shoulder. Grace, whatever you're planning. I'm not planning anything. I interrupt. I'm just going to do my job. Review his case. Make a professional decision. Right, she says skeptically. And the fact that they treated you like garbage for 20 years has nothing to do with it? My phone pings with an email notification. The meeting is confirmed for tomorrow morning. I think about that 12-year-old girl at the kitchen table, crushed by her mother's dismissal, and feel a cold smile spread across my face. Of course it does, I say quietly. Everything has consequences. They're about to learn that the hard way. You need to see this, Piper says, dropping a thick folder on my desk the next morning. Your brother's complete case file. It's worse than we thought. I flip through the pages, my coffee growing cold beside me. Each document feels heavier than the last. Falsified patient records, forged signatures, attempted cover ups, but it's the last page that makes my blood run cold. He killed someone, I whisper. Technically, the patient died from complications, Piper corrects. But he altered the records to hide his mistake, then threatened the family to keep quiet. The memory hits me like a slap. Dallas at his graduation, mom crying tears of joy. My brilliant boy, she'd said, while I stood in the back, still in my nursing scrubs from a double shift. My office phone buzzes. Your 9 a.m. is here, Caroline announces. Should I send them in? Give me 5 minutes. I turn to Piper. Stay close? She squeezes my shoulder. Always. Dr. Ross catches me in the hallway as I head to the conference room. Grace, wait. Is it true? The Mitchell case. It's your brother? Not now, Rohan. You can't handle this alone. Let me help with the review. I stop walking. Why do you care? Because I've worked with you for 2 years and I've never seen you like this. He steps closer, his voice dropping. You're shaking. I'm fine. No, you're not. And if you go in there looking for revenge, I'm going in there to do my job, I snap, just like I did every night in college while my parents spent my college fund on Dallas's luxury apartment near med school. Rohan's eyes widen. Grace, I lived on ramen and coffee, worked doubles, studied between patients. And you know what mom said when I graduated? At least someone in the family will be able to assist Dallas in his practice. The conference room door opens and Caroline peeks out. They're ready. I straighten my blazer. Watch and learn, Rohan. Sometimes karma needs a little push. Inside, my family sits around the long table. Mom scrolling through her phone, Dad staring at his hands, and Dallas, my perfect, brilliant brother, is sweating through his designer shirt. Good morning, I say crisply, closing the door behind me. I'm the Director of Clinical Integration and Nursing Operations. Three heads snap up, three faces drain of color. Grace? Dallas chokes out. Mom drops her phone. What is this? This, I say, sitting down and opening the case file, is an administrative review of your application for emergency credential reinstatement. Let's begin with the malpractice incident from last March. You can't be serious, Dallas sputters. You're a nurse. Director of Clinical Integration and Nursing Operations, I correct him. The person you need to convince to save your career. Ironic, isn't it? Dad finds his voice. Grace, honey, your brother made a mistake. We're family. Family? I laugh, the sound sharp enough to make them flinch. Was I family when you remortgaged the house for his education but told me to take out loans? When you skipped my graduation for his award ceremony? That's not fair, Mom interrupts. Dallas was going to be a doctor. Yes, I remember. I slide the damning documents across the table. Instead, he killed a patient and tried to cover it up. Tell me, Mom, is that what brilliant boys do? Dallas slams his hand on the table. You don't understand the pressure I was under. Actually, I do. I understand pressure very well. I stand up slowly. I also understand that you threatened a grieving family to protect yourself. That's not just unethical, it's criminal. The color drains from Mom's face. Criminal? The investigation is ongoing, I say, gathering my papers. This meeting is over. Your application is denied. You can't do this, Dallas growls. I'll appeal. To whom? The board? They trust my judgment. After all, I smile coldly. I'm not just a nurse anymore. I walk to the door, then turn back one last time. Oh, and Mom? Mrs. Peterson was right. I did have perfect grades for nursing, perfect grades for this exact moment. The door closes behind me with a satisfying click, leaving them in stunned silence. Piper's waiting outside with Rohan. Well? She asks. Call security, I say quietly. Tell them to escort the Mitchell family out. They no longer have business here. You're enjoying this too much, Piper says, watching security escort my family through the lobby. It's not like you. I'm about to respond when Destiny, one of our newer nurses, rushes up to us. Dr. Ross needs you both in the ER. Something about your mother, Grace. My stomach drops. What? She collapsed in the parking lot. Dr. Ross is with her now. I run to the ER, my heels echoing through the corridors. Through the glass doors, I see Mom on a gurney, pale and disoriented. Rohan's checking her vitals while Dad hovers anxiously. What happened? I demand, switching instantly to professional mode. Severe anxiety attack. Elevated blood pressure. Rohan reports. She's also showing signs of cognitive confusion. Mom's eyes flutter open, unfocused. Where's Dallas? I need to help Dallas. Mrs. Mitchell, Rohan says gently, you need to focus on yourself right now. She grabs my arm, not recognizing me in her confused state. My son, he's a doctor, you know. Brilliant boy. Not like his sister. Such a disappointment. The words still sting, even now. I check her chart, keeping my voice steady. Start her on oxygen, get an EKG, and let's monitor her BP. Grace, Dad starts. Please, don't. I cut him off. This is a medical situation, that's all. Piper appears with medication. Where's Dallas? Probably calling his lawyer, I mutter. As if on cue, my phone rings. It's Caroline from HR. Grace, your brother is in the lobby, demanding to see the hospital CEO. He's making quite a scene. Of course he is. I pinch the bridge of my nose. Call security again. Already did. But there's something else. He's telling everyone who'll listen about your relationship. Some of the board members are asking questions. I feel Rohan's eyes on me as I end the call. He steps closer, lowering his voice. Grace, you need to be careful. This could backfire. Like you backfired on that patient, Grace? Dallas's voice cuts through the ER. He somehow slipped past security, his face red with anger. You think you're so perfect? At least I didn't report my own brother to the medical board. The ER goes silent. Even Mom stops moaning. You, Dad's voice shakes. You reported Dallas? 3 years ago. I say quietly. Anonymous tip about record falsification. Guess I was right. Dallas lunges forward, but Rohan steps between us. Sir, this is a hospital. Leave now, or I'll have you arrested. She destroyed our family, Dallas shouts. No, I snap back. You did that yourself. Every time you cut corners, every time you put your ego above patient care, I just made sure you couldn't hurt anyone else. Security, Piper calls out. Two guards appear, flanking Dallas. He struggles as they grab his arms. You'll regret this, Grace. You think you're better than me? You're nothing but a bitter, jealous. Get him out, Rohan orders. The guards drag Dallas away, his threats echoing down the hallway. Mom starts crying on the gurney. My boy. My poor boy. Still all about Dallas, I say, checking her IV. Even now. Grace, Dad pleads. She's sick. Yes, she is, and she'll receive excellent care from our nursing staff. I emphasize the word nursing deliberately. I have meetings to attend. As I turn to leave, Rohan catches my arm. You can't keep doing this. The emotional toll. I'm fine. No, you're not. And neither are they. He gestures to my parents. When does it end, Grace? Before I can answer, my pager beeps. It's Ramona, the CEO. My office, now. I look at my mother, still weeping for her precious son, then at my father, who never once stood up for me. Finally, at Rohan, whose concern feels almost suffocating. It ends, I tell him, when justice is served, when they finally understand what they did. And then what? I straighten my blazer, already walking away. Then I'll know I'm not just the disappointment anymore. I'm the one who stopped the golden boy from hurting anyone else. But as I head to Ramona's office, Dallas's words echo in my head. You'll regret this. Maybe I already do. Maybe I don't. Either way, it's too late to turn back now. Ramona's office feels colder than usual. She stands at her window, back turned to me, while I sit rigidly in the visitor's chair. Do you know what the board chairman just asked me? She turns around. He asked if we have a vendetta driven administrator making personal vendettas using hospital resources. I followed protocol, I say firmly. Every decision was based on merit. Your brother's threatening legal action. Let him. The documentation speaks for itself. Ramona sits down, studying me. Grace, you're one of our best. But this situation? It's messy. Destiny's already spreading rumors about favoritism in reverse. My phone buzzes. Piper. Your mom's asking for you. It's bad. I have to go. I stand up. Medical emergency. We're not finished, Ramona calls after me. I rush to the ER, where mom's having another episode. She's thrashing on the bed, oxygen mask askew. Blood pressure's spiking, Piper reports. She's delirious. Where's my daughter? Mom cries out. I need to tell Grace. I freeze. In 15 years, I've never heard her ask for me instead of Dallas. I'm here, I say, approaching the bed. She grabs my hand, her grip surprisingly strong. I was wrong, so wrong. Dallas, he hurt that girl. What girl? Rohan asks sharply, appearing beside me. The patient, the one who died. Mom's eyes are wild. He told us, made us help hide. Dad jumps up. Krista, stop. You knew? I whisper, looking at Dad. You both knew about the cover up? Before he can answer, Mom starts seizing. The monitors scream. Get Crash Cart! Rohan shouts. Grace, I need you. We work together seamlessly, me managing airways while he administers medication. For 10 minutes, we fight to stabilize her. Finally, her vitals normalize. She'll need observation, Rohan says quietly. And Grace, what she said about your parents helping Dallas could implicate them in criminal conspiracy. Piper finishes, joining us. You have to report this. I stare at my unconscious mother, then at Dad slumped in the corner. They chose him. Every time. They chose him. Grace? Dad calls out weakly. Please. We thought we were protecting him. By destroying another family's chance for justice? I turn to face him. How many other mistakes did you help him hide? His silence is damning. Destiny appears in the doorway. Dr. Ross? Dallas is back. He's demanding to see his mother and threatening to call the media. I'll handle it, Rohan says, but I stop him. No, I will. I find Dallas in the lobby, phone in hand, mid rant to a local reporter. My sister's abusing her position to. To what? I interrupt loudly. To expose how you killed a patient and blackmailed their family? Or how our parents helped you cover it up? The reporter's eyes widen. Dallas pales. Mom just confessed everything, I continue, while having a stress induced seizure, by the way. Congratulations. You're literally killing our mother with your lies. You're bluffing, he snarls. Want to bet your future on that? Because I have witnesses, medical staff, a reporter right here. I gesture to the journalist frantically taking notes. Should I keep going? Dallas lunges at me, but Rohan appears from nowhere, pinning him against the wall. That's assault, he growls. In a hospital. Want to add that to your charges? Security arrives again, this time with police officers. Your choice, Dallas, I say coldly. Leave quietly or leave in handcuffs. He straightens his jacket, trying to salvage his dignity. You've always been jealous of me. No, I correct him. I've always been better than you. You just made sure nobody could see it. After he's escorted out, Rohan touches my shoulder. You're shaking. I'm fine. Stop saying that. He pulls me into an empty consultation room. You're not fine. None of this is fine. What do you want me to say? I snap. That it hurts? That every time mom calls for Dallas instead of me, it feels like being 12 years old again? That I. He cuts me off by pulling me into a tight hug. I resist for a moment, then collapse against him, finally letting the tears come. I hate them. I whisper into his shirt, but I hate that I still care even more. I know, he murmurs. I know. Outside, I hear Piper directing staff, mom's monitors beeping, dad's muffled sobs. The hospital moves on, uncaring about the family drama unfolding in its halls. But here, in this moment of weakness, I allow myself to be held together by someone who sees me, really sees me, for the first time in my life. The next morning, I find a stack of newspapers on my desk. The headline makes my stomach turn. Hospital drama. Administrator accused of personal vendetta against Dr. Brother. It's not as bad as it looks, Piper says from the doorway. The article actually makes Dallas look worse, especially after his little assault performance yesterday. Ramona wants to see you, Rohan adds, appearing behind her. Both of us, actually. In Ramona's office, the hospital CEO isn't alone. A woman I don't recognize sits beside her, clutching a familiar looking file. Grace, this is Sandra Thompson. Ramona says quietly. She's the daughter of Dallas's deceased patient. My heart stops. The woman stands, tears in her eyes. You're the one who reported him, aren't you? She asks. The anonymous tip? I nod slowly. Thank you, she whispers. We were so scared. He threatened to ruin us if we spoke up. Said he had powerful connections. Sandra's here to file an official statement, Ramona explains, about the blackmail, the cover up, everything. Your parents, Sandra continues, they came to our house, begged us to drop it, offered money. Rohan's hand finds my shoulder, steadying me. I'd like to speak to my mother, I say suddenly. In the hospital room, Mom's looking better. She's sitting up, Dad dozing in the chair beside her. They both jolt awake when I enter. The patient's daughter is here, I announce without preamble. Want to explain why you tried to buy her silence? Mom's face crumples. We thought we were protecting our son. By destroying another mother's chance for justice? My voice rises. Did you ever once think about her loss? Grace, Dad pleads. We were desperate. No, you were selfish, just like always. I pull out my phone, showing them the newspaper headline. Now everyone knows. Your perfect son, the family who enabled him, all of it. You've ruined us, Mom whispers. No, that's where you're wrong. I lean closer. You ruined yourselves every time you chose Dallas over decency, every time you pushed me aside because I wasn't good enough. Well, guess what? The daughter you dismissed just became your son's worst nightmare. A knock interrupts us. It's Sandra. Mrs. Mitchell? She says softly. I thought you should know. I'm pressing charges against all of you. Mom starts crying. Dad goes pale. Grace, he turns to me. Please help us. Like you helped me? I step back. I worked 3 jobs to put myself through school, lived on ramen while you gave Dallas a luxury apartment, missed my best friend's wedding because I couldn't afford a dress while you bought him a BMW. We thought he'd take care of you once he succeeded, Mom sobs. No, you never thought of me at all. Rohan appears in the doorway. Grace, the police are here. They need statements. I look at my broken family, Mom in her hospital bed, Dad aged beyond his years, and somewhere out there, Dallas finally facing consequences. You know what the worst part is? I say quietly. I actually became something amazing. Director of nursing operations by 32. Respected, accomplished, successful. But you'll never celebrate that, will you? Because it's not what you wanted for me. Grace, please. Mom reaches for my hand. I pull away. Mrs. Mitchell, I say formally, once you're stabilized, you'll be discharged. I suggest you contact a lawyer. I turn to leave, then pause. Oh, and Mom, I did become a nurse, a damn good one. Good enough to help save your life yesterday, even though you never thought I was good enough for anything else. In the hallway, Rohan catches up to me. The police want to know if you'll testify. Of course I will. I straighten my blazer. It's time for the truth. All of it. Are you okay? He asks softly. I watch through the window as my parents hold each other, crying. Years of their perfect facade crumbling in a sterile hospital room. No, I answer honestly. But I will be, because for the first time in my life, I'm not the family disappointment. I'm the one who stood up for what's right. Piper joins us, holding more papers. The board wants to meet, about everything. I take a deep breath, squaring my shoulders. Then let's give them everything. Every detail, every cover up, every truth they tried to bury. Because sometimes justice comes from the most unexpected places, like a nurse they never thought would amount to anything. The board meeting feels like a trial. 12 pairs of eyes watch me from around the massive oak table as I present my evidence. Administrator Mitchell, the chairman interrupts, while the evidence against your brother is compelling, there's still the matter of your personal involvement. My personal involvement is precisely why I caught this, I counter. I knew his patterns, his shortcuts, his belief that rules don't apply to him. Ramona clears her throat. The Thompson family's testimony certainly supports. The boardroom door bursts open. Dallas storms in, looking disheveled, reeking of alcohol. You want patterns? He slurs. How about my sister's pattern of jealousy? Of sabotage? Security rushes in behind him, but he's already approaching the table. Sir, this is a private meeting, the chairman warns. Private? Like how she privately destroyed our family? Dallas laughs bitterly. Tell them, Grace. Tell them how you always resented me. How you. Resented you? I I stand up, my chair scraping back. I idolized you until I saw what you really were, a fraud who valued his ego over his patients' lives. Security, remove him, Ramona orders. You think you're better than me? Dallas shouts as guards grab his arms. At least I didn't spy on my own brother. No, you just killed someone and made our parents help cover it up. The room falls silent. Dallas stops struggling. You don't know anything, he whispers. I know everything, I reply. Mom told us yesterday about how they helped you threaten the Thompson family, how they paid to keep things quiet. Your parents did what? The chairman stands up. Ask Sandra Thompson, I say, not taking my eyes off Dallas. Ask the three other families who suddenly dropped complaints after mysterious visits from our parents. Dallas lunges forward, breaking free from security. Shut up! Everything happens in slow motion. He reaches for me, but Rohan appears from nowhere, tackling him to the ground. There's a sickening crack as Dallas's head hits the floor. Call a code! Someone shouts. Don't you dare help me! Dallas spits blood at me as Rohan checks his pupils. Possible concussion, Rohan reports. Oh, we need to get him to the ER. I watch as they load my brother onto a gurney. The board members whisper among themselves. Ramona touches my arm. Take the rest of the day, she says softly. We've seen enough. In my office, Piper finds me staring out the window. Your mom's being discharged, she says. Dad's taking her home. They asked to see you. No. Grace. She sits on my desk. You're scaring me. I've never seen you this cold. Cold? I turn to face her. I worked in their shadow for 20 years, watched them destroy lives to protect their precious son, and now everyone acts like I'm the villain for exposing it. Nobody thinks you're the villain. Rohan enters, closing the door behind him. Dallas has a mild concussion. He's refusing treatment from anyone except a doctor. Of course he is. I laugh humorlessly. Heaven forbid a nurse touch him. Grace, Rohan steps closer. This needs to end. It will, when justice is served. No, he says firmly, when you stop letting them control your life. Even now, you're letting them define you. He's right, Piper adds. Look at you, successful, respected, saving lives every day, but you're still fighting to prove yourself to people who never deserved you. My phone buzzes. A text from Mom. Please, we need to talk. Don't, Piper warns, seeing my expression. I have to. I grab my coat. One last time. Rohan catches my hand. You don't owe them anything. I know. I squeeze his hand. But I owe myself closure. In the hospital parking lot, I find my parents loading Mom's belongings into their car. They look small somehow, diminished. Grace, Mom starts. Save it. I cut her off. I'm not here for reconciliation. I'm here to tell you that I'm done. Done proving myself. Done caring what you think. Done being the daughter you never wanted. We did want you, Dad protests weakly. No, you wanted another Dallas. Well, congratulations. You got exactly what you raised him to be, a entitled, dangerous man who thinks rules don't apply to him. I turn to leave, then stop. Oh, and Mom? I'm taking a vacation next month, my first real one, paid for with my director's salary. Try not to need any nursing care while I'm gone. Walking away, I hear Mom start to cry. But for the first time in my life, the sound doesn't make me turn back. The board's decision comes 3 days later. I sit in Ramona's office, watching her read the official letter. They're backing you completely, she announces. Dallas is permanently banned from practicing at any of our affiliated hospitals. And she pauses. They're recommending a full criminal investigation into your parents' involvement. Good. My voice sounds distant, even to myself. The Thompson family's lawyer called. They're filing a class action with the other victims' families. A knock interrupts us. It's Destiny, looking flustered. Your brother's in the lobby again, she says. He's not well. I find Dallas sitting in a waiting room chair, head in his hands. He looks up as I approach, his eyes red and unfocused. Come to gloat? He slurs. You're drunk. In my hospital. Again. Your hospital? He stands unsteadily. You think because you got some fancy title, you're suddenly important? You're still just the jealous little sister who. Who what? I stepped closer. Who exposed your crimes? Who finally stood up to you? Who turned out to be everything mom and dad feared? Someone strong enough to stop you. They're getting divorced, he spits out. I freeze. What? Dad left yesterday. Said he couldn't live with what mom made him do. All those families all the cover ups. He laughs bitterly. Happy now? You broke them. No, I say quietly. You did that. Every time you messed up and expected them to fix it. Every time they chose protecting you over doing what's right. Dr. Ross? Destiny calls from the nurse's station. Your brother's test results. Rohan appears, reviewing a chart. His eyes narrow at Dallas. You need medical attention. Your liver enzymes are. I don't need anything from this place, Dallas shouts, drawing stares. Especially not from the guy sleeping with my sister. Rohan steps forward, but I catch his arm. He's not worth it. Listen to her, Dallas sneers. She's good at giving orders now, thinks she's so much better than. He stumbles, catching himself on a chair. Then his eyes roll back, and he collapses. Code Blue! Rohan shouts. Everything switches to autopilot. I help Rohan and Piper stabilize Dallas, my training taking over despite everything. Within minutes, he's on a gurney heading to intensive care. Acute liver failure, Rohan diagnoses. He's been drinking heavily since the investigation started. Should I call your parents? Piper asks softly. Before I can answer, Sandra Thompson appears in the hallway. She stops short at the scene. Is that? She asks. I nod. Karma, I guess. No, she says firmly. Karma was you exposing him. This is just sad. In the ICU waiting room, Mom arrives looking frantic. She sees me and stops. Grace? Is he stable? I answer professionally. Dr. Ross is treating him. Why are you helping him? She whispers. After everything. Because I'm good at my job. Because I took an oath. Because I'm not like you. I don't let personal feelings override professional ethics. She sinks into a chair. Your father's gone. He's staying at some motel. I know. Did we? She looks up at me, suddenly looking old. Did we really do this? Destroy everything just to protect Dallas? Yes, I say simply. And now you're losing him anyway. Rohan emerges from Dallas's room. He's asking for you, Grace. Inside, Dallas lies connected to machines, looking small and broken. Come to watch me die. He mumbles. You're not dying. Unfortunately, you have a very good medical team. Why, why help me? I check his IV, adjusting the flow. Because unlike you, I actually care about saving lives. I did too. Once. His voice cracks. Before I started believing what they said about me being special, above everyone else. Save your confession for the police, I say, turning to leave. Grace? He calls weakly. I'm sorry, not for what I did. I'm still processing that, but for what they did to you because of me. I pause at the door. Funny thing about being the family disappointment, Dallas, it made me work harder, be better. So, in a way, you all did me a favor. Outside, Rohan waits with two detectives. Ready? He asks gently. I look through the window at my brother, then at Mom crying in the waiting room, then at the empty space where Dad should be. Yes, I say firmly. I'm ready for all of this to end. The morning sun streams through my office window as I pack my desk. Photos, certificates, small memories of a career built on determination and spite. You don't have to do this, Piper says from the doorway. The board would give you more time. My sabbatical starts today. I carefully wrap my nursing school graduation photo, the one where I'm alone because my family was at Dallas's award ceremony. I need this. Speaking of Dallas, she hands me a newspaper. The headline reads, Former doctor pleads guilty in medical malpractice case. He took the plea deal. 5 years. Your parents got probation for the cover up. I slipped the paper into my box. Dad called yesterday, asked if I'd visit him at his new apartment. Will you? Maybe. Someday. When it doesn't hurt to breathe around them. Rohan knocks on the open door, holding coffee. Your last morning coffee as director. For now. For now, I agree, taking the cup. Our fingers brush, and he smiles. Grace? A familiar voice makes me freeze. Mom stands in the hallway, looking uncertain. Can we talk? I glance at Piper and Rohan. They step out, closing the door. I'm leaving for a while, I tell her, taking some time away. I know. I I saw your name on the sabbatical list. She fidgets with her purse. The hospital newsletter mentioned your temporary replacement, called you one of our most valued administrators. What do you want, Mom? To understand. When did you become this? This strong, capable woman I never saw? I was always this person. I lift my box of belongings. You just never looked. Dallas asked about you. In rehab. I'm not interested. He's different now. The therapy. Stop. I set the box down hard. I'm not doing this anymore. The family drama, the Dallas show, the endless excuses. I'm done. Grace, please. No. You don't get to walk in here, into my hospital, into the life I built despite you, and ask for anything. She starts crying. I don't know how to fix this. That's the point, Mom. You can't fix it. You can't make me the daughter you wanted. You can't make Dallas the son you pretended he was. You can't make Dad come back. Then what do I do? Live with it. Like I lived with being second best my whole life. A knock interrupts us. Sandra Thompson enters holding flowers. I heard you were leaving, she says. I wanted to thank you for everything. Mom stiffens. Sandra notices her. Mrs. Mitchell, she says coldly. I suppose you heard about the settlement? Mom nods, gathering her purse. I should go. Mom? I call as she reaches the door. The daughter you didn't want? She turned out pretty great. After she leaves, Sandra helps me carry my things to the car. Piper and Rohan wait by the entrance. Ready for your big adventure? Piper hugs me tight. 3 months traveling, no family, no drama, no hospitals. Just beaches and room service, Rohan adds, pulling me close. And maybe some company, if you'll have it? I kiss him softly. I might be persuaded. Grace? Destiny rushes out. Your mother collapsed in the parking lot again. I don't move. The ER team can handle it. But I'm not their nurse anymore, I say firmly. I'm not their fixer, or their victim, or their disappointment. I'm just Grace. And Grace is going on vacation. I get in my car, looking at the hospital where I fought my way to the top, where I faced my family's demons, and won. Where I finally learned that sometimes the best revenge is simply becoming someone they can't ignore. You know what the best part is? I tell Rohan through the window. I didn't do any of this to prove them wrong. I did it to prove myself right. And now? Now I'm going to live my life without their shadow, without their approval, without their drama. And without regrets? He asks. I think about Dallas in rehab, Dad in his empty apartment, Mom probably being treated in the ER right now. No regrets, I say firmly. Just lessons learned and bridges burned. I start the engine, watching my hospital shrink in the rearview mirror. Ahead lies the open road, a first class ticket, and the delicious freedom of finally being exactly who I was meant to be. Not the family disappointment, not the bitter sister, not even the vengeful nurse, just Grace. And that's more than enough.